My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Inscryption. It's time for video games. I would like to not have to use the vanilla deck anymore, to be clear. I like to avoid it. I think the other ones are just already more powerful by base, and I think they have a lot more synergies they can spot. But we now have to win with this deck so that we can actually get the tick mark on top of it. I think I'm probably going to go with the same setup we went last time. Because it worked so well. It's okay, we've got this time. Give me a very easy to complete one. It's a stoat and a wolf. How about that? Field mice and mole. Field mice and mole. Both possibly available here in the opening space. Although if I did get a field mice, I'd be very tempted to sacrifice it in the second space. Hair pelts? There's the mole. Boy. Wow, there's a black goat and a grizzly. Whoa. Oh. There's a porcupine and a mole. Okay, let's play in this space for a second. What if I took the black goat and Kingfisher? The general idea being we get Kingfisher out. So the black goat sacks into the Kingfisher in the first space. So just to be clear, the Kingfisher will be holding the 3 blood sigil. So we take the black goat and the Kingfisher, and as a result, we have a unit that is on board, that stays on board because it attacks over the enemy and it's, you know, is submerged when the enemy is attacking back. It stays on board, and it's always there available for just one big sack to summon one big unit. I'm not entirely against it. These are exquisite, my thanks. You're more than welcome to them. Okay. So this left-hand path out here gives us the ability to get a sigil, and then we get to choose by blood cost, and then there's a fire even further over, which would be great to increase the damage of the Kingfisher a little bit. Black goat. Kingfisher. Kingfisher! Trying to do the cadence of Father from Renham's introduction. IT crowd. I'm sorry, I've just been watching a lot of Garth Marenghi's Dark Place recently because my partner hadn't seen it, so we're finally actually sitting down and watching it. So it has obviously, inevitably become all I think about, and all I will think about until the end of the year at the absolute least. Oh, that direwolf pup though. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to respond to it. Okay, so that means I'm just gonna have to, I have no choice. I just start chomping materials here. Oh no, it gets a double attack. Oh, you're kidding me. I actually can't do anything about that. Because it's submerged. I lose this fight. Right? No, wait. No, because then they push the lethal here. But if I'm gonna try everything. I'm gonna throw it all at the wall. Yeah, and then every turn here, I can block 2 damage. I can push 1 extra this turn as well. But for every turn that I can pull out a squirrel, we can push 1 damage over the enemy. The only problem is I believe I'm going to hit starvation before this actually gets us to the win. Oh, absolutely. Scoop. That's more than worth it to me. Save ourselves a candle there. Looking for high cost here, high blood cost. 3 blood would be ideal. Boom, grizzly, love it. Absolutely ideal. Here, damage will be used for removal. Sorry, damage won't be used for removal. We'll throw that on the Kingfisher, and that is more than enough. Not pushing my luck on this one. That would be a way to lose. It would be a very handy way to lose. So now I feel like more efficiently than any run before, I've set up immediately a short-term and a long-term game plan. Feeling okay about that. So it'll move over here, which is the spot which I will need to respond to a team. Go down Stoke. Move forward. Attack, move over. Nice, we'll respond. There's a Grizzly. I know the final card in the deck is the Kingfisher, which then allows us to summon the Grizzly in that same space. Also killing both of the enemies there. Yeah, Bullfrog pushes damage this turn, getting us up to 8, sorry. And then we transmute that into 7. Overkill 5. Alright, so if things are going well, keep my eye on the things that usually wouldn't. So my items. Gonna make absolutely certain nothing happens there. I'd like to sack another card in the deck, thin it down a little bit more. That would very much just be like sacking the Bullfrog into the Wolf, just get it out. I like me a gamble, picking a boulder. Fuse deviations. It's a Mantis with Skink Tail. I mean, the tail is actually a sacrificable unit as well, which I didn't know before. And that makes it's so much significantly a better creature as a result of that. Yeah, I sack it into the Stoat. I'm intending to remove the Stoat later as well. Okay. So I'm not holding an item at the moment, which means that would still be able to award me an item. However, we are being offered the ability to complete an entire totem over there. We have a bird. Grizzly is not a beast? Like, maybe this is only wolf and canine types, and I've been calling it beast, and that's me muddying the waters, and it's my fault entirely, but shut up. Mantis, so we have an insect, we have a bird, we have a beast. We have, like, a breadth of things to be working with over there, as well as a tribal selection beforehand. Depending on what we get in that tribal selection, we may actually go for another sacrifice, though. I like having more options. We're taking left. Unless something is revealed in the future that would make it an untenable choice. Alright, so I could start pushing with the wolf this turn. But in reality... Nope. We can keep that in our back pocket. I mean, I am going to have to chump block that a little. For a beat. Okay, they push 3 per turn. I push 1. Oh. Yeah, I knew there was a maximum of 2 cards left until I managed to get to my pickup. They're going to attack 3 and 3 over the top of my 6. Are we dead this round? I believe we are already dead. I have no items to be able to play here. So I knew there were 2 cards left in the deck. If I drew the Grizzly, I was going to be able to try and push 4 damage in an individual line here and then block this. The enemy responds with 6 damage. I go back down to 2 away from lethal on my side. I push 4. They're pushing 3 on those lines. All I have to do is start drawing and putting squirrels on those lines until I'm at above equilibrium, and then I can just push my way to the win, right? The Mantis is going to have the ability to move over. So, like, I could put the Mantis out. It will deal 2 damage here, and then prevent 2 damage from this creature. It would move over to this space, and then the Wolf Cub would attack. So I would have nothing on my side at the end of the field, and I would lose 3. So I would be safe this turn. But at the end of the turn, I would have nothing on board, and I would be up against 3 damage, 3 damage, and 3 damage coming in. So, like, the Mantis is a stall play, but no matter what I draw next turn, it doesn't save me. The only way that I was going to win here was if I drew the Grizzly out of the final 2 cards on the deck. Oh well. Yeah, creatures that are elder, you know, fledgling creatures, that is to say, that become elder, those being submerged is really good. Terrifyingly good. I mean, those are the tribes we'd be looking at anyway. Let's go Beast. Bloodhound. Bloodhound. When an opposing creature is placed opposite to an empty space, a card bearing this sigil will move to that empty space. I'm thinking that's just deck removal by putting that into the wolf at this point. I'm still really inconsistent on what I would actually want for a tribe. Really, I mean, I don't even know what I was specifically hoping for in that instance. Maybe direwolf, I guess. You came across the old woodcarver who fixed her intense gaze upon you. After an overlong moment of silence, she moved to offer her carvings. And there it is. I don't really want to try and auto body block all of the enemies. I'm gonna take the beast head. Please give me direwolf at some point. Yay-haw, prospector. Gold, I can smell it, partner. Okay. Let's get the Kingfisher immediately down. The pack mule will move out of that space as soon as I get a good minion there. But when I say good minion, for the moment a stoat will do. All it had to do was free up the space, you see. Oh dear. Is that not... No, the mole will block the attack from the wolf, but the Kingfisher is still going to manage to go over the top. That pack mule's not going to die. Now it will. Okay. I really wanted to get the extra resources here because our deck is quite thin. My mule and her pack. Yeah, all's well. Just let that one push. They knock him down. Even the boulder. Now that's for number of cards in hand is damage. So that's maximally effective right now. We'll push 4. Get him! Grand. Nothing to do about it. I'm not even gonna play another card. Would have decreased our ultimate damage there. Reignite. Much appreciated. That's actually a candle I've done myself. We do have boss rares available. Pack Rat Amalgam Douse. Bellist. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a chime is created on each empty adjacent space. A chime is defined as 0 health, 1 power. I've been told that the Douse is unique in that it's not like a dam builder. The bells will cause a specific effect when they die. So we'll take a Douse in. Let me see. An insidious swarm of insects gathered around you. Reptiles slipped and slithered around your feet. You are now engulfed by the wetlands. Yeah. Is that space up in the top left? That's a bag. I don't actually want that. I do want this sigil sacrifice space, and I also would actually like to look at this card space. Oh, it's... it's annoying, is what it is. Here's what I'm already thinking. Douse sacrifices into the Grizzly, which means that everything will have a sigil already here. So do I take a corpse maggot with the idea that at some point in the future, it could be slotted into something else, or do I reroll here? Warren's positive resources, I'm always happy with that. Sack the Douse into the Grizzle. And now I actually just want to actually see this activate. I've never seen it happen before. I'm ready for it. Okay, the birds are going to Guardian. Yes, there, right? I short myself damage here, but I start opening up the stump line to actually be able to attack on, and I need to be able to contest that Raven Elf. I also don't want to be able to give my enemy a bunch of bees. Or at least don't risk it, if possible. Here we also get to take out that Raven Egg before it actually transforms into anything. Here we get our Warren. We push 2 damage this turn. Okay, we're in a reasonable equilibrium. That's fine. I don't have to worry. Draw a game from the main. We found Kingfisher. There's the Grizzly. Okay. So how do I do this? It's... Right. Kingfisher sack there. Kingfisher sack to put the... No, it was absolutely not that. That was incorrect, but it's fine. I'm just going to push lethal. The board wasn't correctly set up. I've got to think about the fact that there's obviously going to be a minion played to, or a card played to the left and right space of the Grizzly when the Grizzly is used as such. Yeah, so this is exactly the choice I want. Either expensive or bones. Expensive. Direwolf! We have the wolf head. Oh, we should be increasing the damage of the thing that'll get affected by the direwolf, but the mantis can't get affected by the direwolf? No, we probably increase the health of something in hopes of removing it here, and that should definitely be the Stoat. Get him. Remove 2 cards at once. You may keep the bones. There's the ability to finish our totem, but also the ability to remove a card straight up is very nice. Just one. So if I play my Mantis here, unfortunately, then the enemy worker ant attacks it, I move over to this point. That's not where I want to be sitting. Both those worker ants are going to have 2 damage on entry as well. I don't really want to have to chump block them. I'm not going to chump block them. I'm going to contest their damage. There we go. I can push 3 this turn. That oh, what? Oh, and also they're going to be blocking individual spaces. It's going to be awkward. One of them moves over there. And one of them's going to move over there as well. That will actually block the entrance spawns, which is very nice. Ah, direwolf. Ah, direwolf. Okay, if I sack the Kingfisher for the direwolf, then a worker ant will come over. It'll take 2 damage. And then another worker ant will come over and take 2 damage. Well, the ringworm will come over and take 2 damage. Another worker ant will come over and take 2 damage. And then worker ant, get kill. They will actually manage to spawn all of their minions in response to that. This worker ant will only be dealing 1 damage. It won't overcome my direwolf. Neither will the mantis. The mantis will attack in a free space to the right here. And then the bee will also attack from free space on the right. So we should be fine. We don't push any damage this turn, but they only push 2 damage next turn, is how I've calculated this. 1, 2. We take that out. They come out onto the field. They push 2 damage. Nice. Okay. Woo, worked. Yeah, we're going to be able to clear their entire field because their mantis is going to move into the way of the damage. Nothing else we really do here about it, though. Beauty. We're pushing 4. No, we're pushing slightly less than 4. Yeah, because of course there's that. No, we're pushing exactly 4 because of that block. Never mind. Oh, why did I? That's fine. It's still more damage this way. Beautiful. Another blood-related cost. I would not do bad to have a bones in this deck at this point. That, more than fine enough. Removal is on the wolf. By far the least useful element of this deck at this point. See, even the other things at least have things I can sacrifice into them, right? Like the bat is more useful because I can sacrifice things into it. I'd love to get a dupe of any of these because now I see there's a mycologist space in the future, which means I probably take the free choice space rather than the tribal choice space. Get to see more individual cards. See more. Flying ant. That's going to submerge itself this turn. So just a Kingfisher ant. That's skink. I mean, I can get that skink out into a free position if I want to by forcing the mantis to attack it, but it's not a particularly great reason to do that in my mind. Looks like the enemy is going to push 1 damage next turn. I've got all my expensive stuff. I don't know if I should respond to this, but I also worry that if I don't respond to this turn, I won't have the ability to later. I'm gonna put the mantis down so I can push some damage. There's the Kingfisher. That gives me the ability to put the direwolf or the grizzly out here. Okay. I'm gonna do grizzly here. And here's why. I attack, push 4. They come onto the field. Their flying ant can't attack that chime. Ryan. It's flying. And the chime is not. I forgot that it was a flying ant, to be clear, because it was face down. And I was like, oh, it's an ant and it's face down. Those are the 2 things about it. I memorized the maximum number of things I am capable of knowing about anything. 2 things. Well. Yeah. See, oh boy. Yeah, that's what we call well-deserved. I could try and push 2 damage this turn, but then the enemy responds with 2, 2, 2, 6. This is not going to win for me then. Yay, we cleared some of their spaces. Stop giving them all submerged. I need to be able to interact with your board. Okay, look at the free cards. That's a dupe. That's all I needed it to be. A group of starving survivors stood around the fire. Health. I'll admit there is a large part of me that's like, this is trying to upgrade the Mantis and see if it goes away. Okay. More than fine with that. In the last 2 spaces, we've reduced the size of our deck by 2 cards. I may not want to see it, but I cannot wait to see the result. The 3-2 Kingfisher. The mud tugged hard at your feet, forcing you to slow your pace. A rank odor caused your stomach to churn and your eyes to water. It was the watering, rotting fish that hung from the branches around you. A huge man approached and said, "What up? You bring a fresh..." sorry, he said it more like, "You bring fresh fish." But you got that it was easy choose for them. I mean, there's the direwolf on the first turn. Should have won it. I don't want that. But I do want to get ready for... I want to get ready for the Grizzlies summon. I have to here play a squirrel, forcing you to steal the new card. And in doing so, removing your own Kingfisher. Thank you muchly. So that Kingfisher is now going to push lethal if I allow it to stay alive. Grand. Enemy sweeps their board, replaces with 1 fish bucket here, which my Kingfisher can attack over. Yep. I mean, I don't even really need to mess around with this, right? I don't... Yeah. Because we just have another free space in another turn. The enemy's not even stealing here. Okay, let's go try and max our damage by getting a Warren out, and then... oh, there's going to be 1 short on Bones to actually be able to max out our damage. Okay, I'm actually going to spend the Bones here. Again, it's a play that's being made so that I don't have to worry about the possibility of getting a pack rat. Would be the absolute worst possible thing to happen to us. Good. Need a light. I did a game that time as well. Much appreciated. Long Elk, Child 13, Amoeba. Long Elk, Child 13, Amoeba. So Child 13 would not be a bad sacrifice for Warrens to go into, or to go into Warrens. Either which way, it doesn't really particularly matter to. Long Elk doesn't feel incredible. Amoeba feels like material, which is always kind of nice, but you don't want too much. I have a lot. Child 13. It is also material, but it's material that I have a plan with. Oh yes, I know. In terms of it just making the other material I have in the deck denser. The beauty of the falling snow could not distract you from the chill in your bones. Your body quaked in a futile attempt to maintain warmth. You'd finally reached the snow line. We're going to take the left here. I already have my path mapped out. It's left, right, left. The Trial of Bones. I can guarantee I succeed the Trial of Bones and not get another card. So if we succeed here, the enemy would have given us a card that was going to have a sigil in it, I think, which would have made it much harder to use for sacrificial plays to try and thin down the deck again. I'm more likely to find a second Warren than I am to find a second Child 13, but the Child 13 will actually have 2 flying damage if I sacrifice it. Okay. We do it then. So now I'm looking for possibly another pair over here if I want to go to the mycologist on the left-hand side. Thank you for the bone. There's the Kingfisher and the Direwolf, and the Grizzly. Yep. So this one is going to be a flat push. We get both chimes out. Now we can finally show what it does. Elkford attacks the chime. Is only the Douse capable of hitting, I thought the person with the bells. Here's what was supposed to happen, as far as I was aware. You play it, the chimes come out. If the enemy strikes a chime, the creature that spawned it strikes that enemy. So I was using it to try and control the battlefield, was the general idea of what I was attempting to get done here. So it was supposed to be a bomb that clears the entire field. There was a plan at play. However, the Grizzly doesn't respond with it, so I'm to assume here that uniquely the card The Douse will respond when chimes are hit, rather than the creature with Bellist will respond when the chimes it spawned were hit, which seemed more... Oh, I'm sad now. I built the whole thing around doing that. Like, all of it. Like, the entirety of it. Oh, boy. That sigil does nothing. It's useless sigil for me. Another wolf? God. Oh, yeah, I went moose buck initially. What? When I said another wolf, to be extremely clear, I meant another grizzly. I actually did. Because I was thinking, well, okay, the Grizzly's useless. It's not actually a powerful minion right now. How do I make it powerful? Well, join it with itself, because its base stats are ridiculous. That's hot property right there. A trader with no pelts in the deck, and then a removal. Oh, this deck's feeling appropriately thin. Okay, so I'm gonna get the Kingfisher out on turn 1. All right. So we have 2 more cards in the deck that are kind of chunking up this draw a little bit. So I definitely care about prioritizing removals. Let's see what I can offer you. None? You have no pelts at all? Take some charity. Give these to the trapper. Bring me pelts. Give these to the trapper, who's definitely not me with an inverted mask. Haha, got out of that one. I mean, it's got to be get the bat out of the deck at this point, right? I didn't over much want to get rid of the bat there, to be clear. But the direwolf sigil is still very useful. So Turkey Vulture is going to push 1 damage next turn. So I can summon the Child 13. I can summon another minion as well. That mole is going to block my attack next turn. So if the Turkey Vulture pushes 3 damage this turn, it's going to push another 3 damage next turn. Is the problem. I think I've actually lost this already on my opening draw. So Squirrel goes down and then the Child goes down. Fine. I can't sack anything. Even if I get the rabbit out on the field, I can't sack both of them. So this is the maximum development that I can have this turn. It's also maximal damage prevention. There we go. This final card in the deck is the Kingfisher. So I know I can summon the Kingfisher by sacrificing Child 13, which will then get flight. And the Kingfisher itself will also have flight. Well, okay, maybe. Maybe there's something here. Both of these have flight. That mole won't be able to move. It won't be able to actually get away from the current position. Let's go Rabbit, Squirrel, Child 13, and a Grizzly to push enough damage to kill your backline there. Their Elk Fawn takes out the Child. However, now the Grizzly takes out 2 more units. We hold them in equilibrium. The Grizzly ultimately closes out the fight for us. Right? Yeah, right. So that's, I guess, slightly more damage this time. One more card out of the deck and we're consistent. So now I'm going to introduce a new card to the deck, you see. Beast. We're looking for Beast. Second, we're looking for a Kingfisher Magpie. Great sigils on that. We're getting a lot of good sigils and not a lot of good units to hold those sigils. So when any of my beasts die, I get 3 bones, or they all dig up a bone at the end of the turn. Neither of those hugely appeals. Well, gonna be a little bit of a useless totem for a while, that's fine. I would love to double increase the damage of the direwolf. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna increase it by 1. I think I would be equally happy with this having 4 attack or not being in the deck. I'm equally happy with this. Thank you for snuffing that. You took in the familiar sights and scents of the trapper's pens. But something was different. The once friendly man now beheld you with a steely gaze. An exquisite pill. He shall make. He doesn't like having to do it. Why would he? We've been buds. Oh, I can summon that direwolf right now. I'm blitzing this fight. We're doing it. Child 13 is the sacrifice over there. We get another rabbit. We sacrifice all of you. Direwolf pushes lethal. Child 13 does kill that, giving me 1 wolf pelt. The enemy scoops their board, replaces with a trapper. Sorry, the trader. And now I have to buy 2 of these units, and that is exactly perfect. We buy the unit that is in front of us, and we're also going to buy the unit that otherwise would be able to block us with its sigil ability. Send him to hell. I feel like a lot of the time from the opening hand, I guess, you know, because of my playstyle being a thin deck, a lot of the time from the opening hand, I'll know whether I'm going to win or lose. It's a fair thing to say, I think. If trivial. Ouroboros, Moleman, and the Douse actually existing now. I kind of just want to get Moleman. It's a great stalling unit, and honestly, all I need at a lot of times is stalling. A moment. Okay. Sacking the Magpie into the Moleman is pretty huge. It's very likely the most impactful thing I can get going here. Magpie into the Moleman. It's also worth noting the Magpie is kind of like card neutral in the deck, because it draws you the card that it chooses. This will be something. Your last. 2 flames will not suffice this time. Gooden. Oh, they've their own Moleman out early, I see. I would like to win this turn, and I can do it, but I tap out hard. It's Squirrel into Kingfisher into Direwolf. Wait, hang on. No, wait, can I? It depends on what I get with the Moleman, I guess? So, Squirrel into Moleman. Moleman fishes for... Moleman fishes for Grizzly, I guess? See, the Grizzly and the Direwolf both do 8 damage, so they can't kill the Moleman and the Amalgam behind at the same time. I don't want to lose any health on the Direwolf with the Amalgam responding to it. If possible. Guess we're holding here. No, I'll Squirrel Moleman as well. The Grizzly. Yeah, and then this turn the Direwolf is going to finish that kill. You're not going to kill my minions on board, as I understand it. If I went to a new round, you would have. There's Reginald Kaminsky, of course. I can now get the Grizzly out on the board. And should do. next phase, we're pushing 16 damage a turn. Although we push 18 damage the first turn. Yeah, so it's gonna take us 3 turns to get this done, but it'll work. And get him. Thank you. I love it when a plan finally comes together. Let's take our challenge level 5 win right there. And, to be clear, very importantly, we also take a vanilla deck win. So we can now use the other decks again. Entry 5.
Data in beta state. For any quality concerns, please contact Kaminsky Data Storage, MFG.
We've also unlocked the mealworm for 2 bones. We can summon the mealworm. When the mealworm is sacrificed, it adds its stat values to the card it was sacrificed for. Interesting axis of interaction. I like it. We also get a new starter deck. Oh, with a Mantis God and 2 ring. Oh, that's... I absolutely cannot wait to try that. In the next episode, we've also got the new challenge. More difficult, more and stronger opposing creatures in all battles. 15 challenge points. For the moment, though, let me say that my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Inscryption. Up in the top left, there is a series playlist with all my content of the game, past, present, and future. Down below it is what YouTube recommends you should watch next, and streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/Rhapsody Plays out above the $10 tier. And a special thank this episode to Abatov. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time. I even finished it with time to spare. What?